Anyway, it's that time of year when kids are signing up for Little League or spring sports, music lessons. They're so busy.
But sometimes those experiences aren't what parents or kids expect. Sandra Endo is here to talk about what to do when your kid wants to quit.
Oh, it's not something we want to hear, right?
Yeah.
Because parents shell out all this money for programs. They bought all the equipment to make sure their kid is ready. And then after a few sessions, your child says, we want to quit, right? So we look deep into this to figure out what they should do if they say that by talking to a family therapist who says the #1 thing to figure out is why your child wants to quit. The obvious signs to look for is if your child is being bullied or treated poorly.
If your child is feeling emotionally damaged by the experience of being on a certain team or a certain organization, then that, of course, has to be taken into account. This really comes back to really knowing your child and what they're needing.
Okay, that's pretty clear cut, but oftentimes the reason why kids want to quit aren't as clear. And Dr. Jenna says kids often feel like quitting because something is hard or they aren't confident in themselves. They're just learning the thing. After all, they're stressed out. So that's when she recommends to have a heart-to-heart.
Say, you know what, you might not like this sport, but because we have made this commitment and we're learning it, we're going to go ahead and see the season through, and then we can make some decisions. Because I think there's real value to learning how to commit to something and then seeing it through. You build some resiliency.
And parents and kids have to know that children aren't always going to be the best. They don't have to be perfect. They don't even have to really like what they're doing. It's definitely okay to re-examine the activity and do something else. But also, the timing in quitting is also key.
If you're in a really heightened space and you're feeling really reactive and then you just impulsively quit, that's a bad day to quit. So you might as well go out with working and performing at your very best. And if you still don't like it and you decide that you want to quit, well, then that's a different conversation, because then you're actually quitting on your terms.
So quitting does not have to mean failure. Just really examine why your child wants to quit and take everything into account before making that decision. And I know we talked about this earlier, and your point is it also applies to adults. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, 5 steps into my run yesterday, I wanted to quit.
Right.
So we think about that all the time, but it's just how to manage those feelings and those expectations. And you always feel better in the end, right?
Yeah.
You learn something from the process by not quitting.
Right.
Especially when you give your word. And even internally to yourself, your word is your bond, right? And that's the lesson for kids too, is we made an agreement, we're going to see this through. Maria mentioned it earlier too, like an instance with you and Gus, and he was on the debate team and he didn't like it, and you said, hey, let's do 4 weeks, which we agreed to, and if you don't like it, we'll recalibrate.
Right. And he ended up not taking it the next semester. But you know what's so interesting? He learned those debate skills to debate out of the class for the following year. So he, something got in there. But really good advice. Thank you for that, Sandra. Really good for parents to hear all of those things as reinforcement.